Hey, hey, what y'all gonna do? We'll cruise up among the stars. No matter what you do, I'll get you back up off the wall. Yes, sir. Yo, life is full of options, switching all the time, but the quickest way from A to B is still a straight line. I ain't lying, that is science. I'm trying to explain, cause if you apply determination, you can do anything. You can't put your mind to. Give me the audio chord so I can find something to ride to. We're about to fly to another planet. Is magical, warp speed like it's intergalactic. The way you make me feel, let's dip, cause we can fly in my starship like Han Solo by the castle mines, like Cowboy Bebop with jet inspired, like Captain Kirk on the Enterprise. We can travel far like a Dharma did in a Battlestar. I'm flinging haters like a catapult. You feel the heat, take it off. Like what y'all gonna do? We'll cruise up among the stars. No matter what you do, I'll get you back up off the wall. Yes, sir. Keep your windows down. Breeze hitting, you didn't know, but you know now. I'm not kidding, there ain't no stopping. BSing is not an option. I just wanna see everybody rocking. I wanna see you getting higher than a rocket. Land a spacecraft with Neil and Buzz Aldrin. She in the cockpit, cruising at an altitude up there where all the stars live. Take the TARDIS back to Gallifrey, we're the guardians of the galaxy. Like Superman and Lois Lane, go to Cybertron on the Astro train. I just want to see you do your thing. If you don't know now, then you'll learn. From the earth to the moon, influenced by Jules Verne. I'm not concerned about what y'all gonna do. We'll cruise up among the stars. No matter what you do, I'll get you back up off the wall. Yes, sir.
Packing up for another trip. If you drive by my way, relieve it, there's no rush to this. We can rock night and day. Intergalactic love for this. Take me to outer space. Pick me up on that mothership so we can fly away.
I get in trouble sometimes. You make me wonder where we're flying to the sun.
Are we going somewhere?
I get in trouble sometimes. You make me wonder where we're flying to the summer. I get in trouble sometimes. You make me wonder where we're flying to the summer.
Where we going, baby?
Ooh. I get in trouble sometimes. You make me wonder where we're flying to the summer. Like
What y'all trying to do?
hey, 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 hey. What y'all gonna do? We'll cruise up among the stars. No matter what you do, I'll get you back up off the wall. Yes, sir. Yo, life is full of options, switching all the time, but the quickest way from A to B is still a straight line. I ain't lying, that is science. I'm trying to explain, cause if you apply determination, you can do anything. You can't put your mind to. Give me the audio chord so I can find something to ride to. We're about to fly to another planet. Is magical, warp speed like it's intergalactic. The way you make me feel, let's dip, cause we can fly in my starship like Han Solo by the castle mines, like Cowboy Bebop with jet inspired, like Captain Kirk on the Enterprise. We can travel far like a Dharma did in a Battlestar. I'm flinging haters like a catapult. You feel the heat, take it off. Like what y'all gonna do? We'll cruise up among the stars. No matter what you do, I'll get you back up off the wall. Yes, sir.
Okay, everybody wants good love, that's true, I know. Derek Jones about to break it down with the relationship gumbo. Welcome to the podcast. Ain't no doubt we all need this, ayy, cause better relationships need better ingredients, ayy. So if you want better relations, it's about communication, finding love, staying together. We all wanna make it better, yeah. Derek Jones, the host, your relationship coach. Thank you all for tuning in. Relationship gumbo, ayy.
Hey, everybody, we back. It's Wednesday. You know what day that is. It's the Relationship Gumbo Live edition, and I'm happy to be here, y'all. Hope y'all happy to be here. We got a good topic tonight. Y'all know a lot of these topics. You know how Tashura is always talking about, our friend of the show, Tashura, is always talking about being triggered. This one triggered me. A lot of this is me, y'all. A lot of this is y'all. So if y'all see yourself, make sure you put a thumbs up or something during the show. Raise your hand at home. This was going to hit, but we need to get hit a little bit so we can figure out where we need to work on some things. So tonight's show is about people pleasers, y'all. So y'all get ready for that. So first couple things, if you are new to the show, make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel because y'all need to be here every week. I got some good stuff coming up, some good guests coming up. I'm talking to people. I be in the DMs when I see people that I think are amazing. And I'm like, you need to be on the show, and a lot of them are saying yes. So y'all need to make sure that y'all stay tuned. I got some folks coming. Also, if you like the show, hit the thumb, hit the like button, do all the stuff you're supposed to do on YouTube when you like the content. Click that bell. Also, Relationship Gumbo Podcast is also an audio podcast, so we're everywhere. iTunes. It's called Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, iHeart, Pandora, Alexa, all of those different places where you can get a podcast. I'm there. So make sure you check that out. I believe it's like 112 episodes. You can go and pick and choose your poison. We talked about a lot of stuff over the past. We going into wait. January is the hold on. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. We're gonna talk about January in a minute. The other thing I need you to note too, every Monday, I'm a part of a 5-man crew called The Real Shop Talk. If you go to the realshoptalk.net, you can get all of our profiles and look at go to the YouTube page there and subscribe. We talk about a lot of things from a male point of view, and it's an exciting show. So make sure you come back. We got some good things coming up, leading into next year as well. So make sure you check that out. And it just dawned on me that January is the first week in January is the 2nd year anniversary of the show. So we're gonna have to do something special. But yeah, wow, it's been that long. It just dawned on me because I always talk about doing this live streaming thing for 2 years, but now we going into a 3rd year now. So. It's been a minute. So I'm going to have to change my talking points. I've been on here a long time, y'all. So welcome everybody to the show. This is going to be, I don't know how long it's going to be, but the points are going to be pertinent. So just make sure you stay tuned. Take notes if you need to, because y'all know I got some things coming. So on that note, about to get into the show. Again, if you're new here, the way we do this show, because it's also an audio podcast, is I will pause for 3 seconds, start the show, run through the show. At the end, I'll pause for another 3 seconds so I can chop it off on both ends and get that good audio for you to listen to in your headphones. So without further ado, give me my 3 seconds and we're going to get into it. Welcome to another episode of the Relationship Gumbo Podcast. My name is Derek Jones and I am your host. I'm a certified life and relationship coach, a strategist and engineer, and a mental health advocate. Tonight's show, you hear how I'm breathing and sighing, right? Tonight's show is about people pleasers, right? I'm a card carrying member, but I have made some strides in some areas. In other areas, it's still a little tough. It's a daily battle, and I know a lot of you guys that are watching will fall into the category. And if you're not sure if it's you or not, I'm going to give you the four main types, or the most common types of people pleasers, and it'll help you define them. So I'm not going to give you an overall definition. I'm going to give you the definition of the four, and then you can kind of see the theme and the mode of this, right? So we're going to get right into it. And if any of you have any commentary, you have any comments or questions about this, please feel free to type it in the comments. So we're going to get right into it, guys. So the first one, and I had to put a couple bullet points here because I want to make sure that I give you guys the best information. The first one is called conflict avoidant people pleaser. That means when you go out of your way to avoid conflicts. Whoever who's ever done that? And the reason why you do it is because you don't want to upset the other person by being in a conflict for them. So in essence, you're being a people pleaser by trying to ensure their happiness by not talking about the things that bother you so you avoid the conflict. Pseudo helpful to them, but harmful for you because you got to carry that stuff. Remember, I told you on many shows that when you hold in the things that you really need to say to people and you carry it, it's like living in a prison because the other person think everything cool until it's not. That pressure cooker, at some point, it's going to pop one way or another. So you have to be mindful that if you're this type of person, that it ain't cute to do. It's hard, though, especially when you've gone through so many conflicts and they hurt, and you don't want to feel that hurt again. So you become this person that learns how to duck and dodge the conflict. So this falls under the umbrella, whether you realize it or not, of people pleasing, because you want to keep the peace. You want the other person to feel like everything is cool, so you're pleasing them. So I need y'all to sit on that, because there's a lot of people that they'll use this term, right? And I'm going to use it lightly. They'll say, I pick and choose my battles because they see it as a battle. I need y'all to catch that. You're in a relationship with a person that you love more than anything, and you talking about your feelings is a battle. I need y'all to let that soak. So if you talking about how you feel is a battle, then you'll never do it. All to make sure that that other person is pleased enough not to go to war with you. Imagine living in that household 7 days a week. You hear men talk about it all the time. I'm going to just shut up so I can keep home happy. You ever heard that before? Is home really happy, though? Y'all got to think about that. Erica in the comments says, until you start acting funny and you want them to guess what the issue is. Yeah. Yeah, isn't that crazy? You've been avoiding conflict so much that your behavior starts to change, and then the other person's supposed to figure it out. Who's done that before? So y'all gotta think about this. Like let it soak in. We don't look at it as people pleasing because it's a selfish act that we do for ourselves. But we're really doing it to make sure that the other person is comfortable enough not to hurt us again. And y'all know I touch on this a lot, but it is one of the most powerful things that you have to learn how to not do in a relationship. Because down the line, it crushes the whole thing, and you don't even realize it because you think you're keeping the peace. Yeah, Rick says, even though you're doing it, you will still hold it against them. Yeah, how about that? You're holding resentment against somebody that they don't even know that you hold on to it. Sometimes they do, but so who's really benefiting? So you got to think about this, right? I try not to use this word a lot, but it's toxic. It's toxic to you to do that. Conflict avoidance. Love Tucker says, but isn't that issue going to... Yes, it will. That's the thing. You're buying yourself a temporary pass. It's only temporary. Because by definition, it's just like when you are parenting a child, right? If the child keeps getting away with that same thing because you haven't given them a consequence or you haven't talked it out with them, why would they stop? So that thing that's pissing you off that you avoiding conflict, they don't even know that it's a problem. So then that becomes a you problem. Where's the camera? That's a you problem. Yeah, it has to be addressed properly. You know, we talk about this a lot. The tone, delivery. It don't have to be a fight. So just think about that. I don't want to get too deep into the communication part of it because that could be a whole, yeah, I got some courses coming, y'all. That's a whole class right there. And go back into the archives of this show. I probably talked about it a lot. So moving right along, this next one is called the caretaking people pleaser. The caretaker is when you take care of and make sure the other person doesn't feel uncomfortable. So this is when the best way I can describe it is that you are responsible for taking on the other person's negative emotions. They feel bad, so you want to go and comfort them and fix it so they don't have to be bad. A lot of people who fall under, being an empath, this should ring true for you. We take on their emotional burdens because we want to take care of them, but we know that there's a downside to that. I got that one too. That's why, and anybody on here that's a coach or has ever comforted someone, there's an emotional price that you have to pay when you absorb that from the other person. It drains you. And that, again, is something that you have to learn how to control because, again, that becomes a you problem if you don't create a boundary for that. Let me read these comments before I wrap up, finish talking about this. Dope Discussion says, then when you blow up, you tell the other person that they're always doing that thing, but you never addressed it in the first. Yeah. Love Tucker says, then two people feel bad. You got to protect your energy. Absolutely. Rick says, sharing your thoughts in a way that the other person can receive them. Yeah. You got to think about it. Once you take on all of that for them, then both of y'all are feeling kind of down. And the side effect of that is, if it's a person that you have to continuously do it for, and they're dependent on you for that, for their emotional labor, then you feel bad when you can't do it because you are the person that's taking care of that for them. They may need to go talk to somebody and learn some techniques on how to manage it. It's okay to help people, but for you to take that burden on yourself just to make them feel better, there's no good that comes out of that for you long term if you're taking on all of it. This also falls under the umbrella of being a people pleaser. You're pleasing them by taking on their emotional, troubles. So think about that, guys. We have some people in our lives that they all, you know how sometimes you will have people or friends or family, it's always something going on every week. It's always something negative going on. And you listen to it and you try to give them encouraging words and you try to give them something, something to make them, feel better. And then the next day is something else. And next week is something else. And now you on tap because you have put yourself in a position where there's no boundaries there. And like Love Tucker said, you got to protect your energy. You have to. Because if they siphon off your energy in order for them to feel better, you don't have anything left for you. Then you got to go home to your family like a third of a person that you are because you to help somebody else. Now they gotta pay for it. They got what you in that mood for. Here's an analogy for you, or I did a show about this a long time ago called Energy Vampires. Dang, I did a lot of shows. This was back like when it first started. Now, vampire sucks out everything from you. Not only are you drained, but you become one of them. I need y'all to catch that. Yep. And here's the other thing. If you do it so much and you're drained, then you may have to find somebody to take care of you. Need y'all sit on that. For just a second, let it marinate. Put it in a little bag, shake it up, put it in the fridge, let it sit for a minute. We're going to move on to, it's actually 5 of them. I said 4 in the beginning. There's 5 of them. The next one, so again, the first one was conflict avoidance. Second one was caretaking. So if you know someone who resonates, that you know fits into these categories, please forward this show to them. It's not a show for me or anyone else to judge you. It's to identify that something that you may be doing may be more harmful to you than helpful to the other person. That's the whole premise of this show. It's to identify that you may be doing something that is hurting you and you don't realize it. Yeah, Gunter Man says, always some kind of drama. It will suck you dry. Yeah. It's deep, guys. Because some of us do this every day and we call it, being a selfless person and helping everybody else. But those be the people that need, they always talk about even therapists and coaches. Like, coaches need therapists and therapists need therapists and coaches too, because when you have to give of yourself to help someone else, you got to have something to help you fill your tank back up. That's why I always say, if you're a decent coach or a decent therapist, or you're someone that actively helps people all the time, we don't do this just because. We do this because we love it. Because who wants to be emotionally drained all the time? You got to really have a genuine love for people to do this work and have to keep refilling your tank all the time. You got to think about that. So the next one we're going to talk about is called compliance. Compliance is when you go along with what other people think, feel, and want. I know y'all know some folks like this, where they want to please the crowd. So they conform to what the crowd thinks so the crowd can be happy and they don't have to look at themselves. I'm always pausing for a minute. I want y'all to let that soak. How many people know people like that? This one right here, not the kid. I get upset when I see people doing this. They work so hard to make that crowd love them that they don't have an identity of themselves. Erica says, think about that term selfless. It means you don't even have a grasp on you. Exactly. So this compliance type of people pleaser, if the crowd says do this, you have to comply in order to get in their good graces, to make them feel, to please them. But what do you benefit from that? Where's your identity for yourself? I tell people this all the time. Who are you? A lot of us don't know. A lot of us has took our whole lives to figure it out. Do you want to sit in that for them? Because we know in practice that crowd will love you today and hate you tomorrow. Then what? That crew you thought was your friends, they might not be your friends in 10 years. Then what? Who are you? So think about that. You want to add to the group. You don't want to be a clone of the group. I don't care what kind of organization you join, you still you. Right? It's just like on the Real Shop Talk. We all have on the same t-shirt, but we definitely different. Even though we had the same mission. We not the, like, y'all gotta think about that. If that's you, think about it. Take some time to figure out your individuality. There's freedom when you understand who you are and what you want. And you become a better asset to the group because you come in with your own unique talents and gifts. Yeah, Love Tucker, comply, obey. Yep. That should make your skin crawl. Love Tucker will fight her way up out of that. So we going on to number 4. Number 4 is called active pleasing. It's when you anticipate what makes other people happy and you give it to them. I've been guilty of this. Where I try to give you what I think you want so that you can be happy, so I don't have to worry about dealing with any other negative energy, anything. I done already gave you what you needed. It doesn't always work though, because we think we know. When you, and I repeat, go along with when you anticipate what makes other people happy and you deliver what you think will make them happy so that you can feel okay, right? It's similar to one of the other ones. Maybe like conflict avoided, maybe a little bit, but you give them what they want so they can shut up, basically. Like, yeah, Gunter Man says it's like you're only as good as your last paycheck. Love Tucker says, come on, we do some of this one when you're in a relationship. You're absolutely right, Love Tucker. A lot of us do it. That's why I said I'm guilty. What I gotta do to make you happy so you can leave me alone? I need a breather, right? We don't necessarily say it all the time. We be like, here you go, bought you some flowers. Hope you gonna have a happy afternoon. Then they be like, what's these for? Well, I thought you wanted them. So, yeah. Active pleasing means you actively trying to figure it out in real time. Like, what does that person need so I can make sure that they're okay. I worry about me last. Erica says she did it to avoid abandonment. That's huge. That is huge. You want to keep doing stuff and anticipate what they want so they don't leave you. I didn't think about that, but that's probably one of the biggest reasons, having abandonment issues. For me, it was more about me having peace of mind. But to me, it was coupled with the conflict avoidance. Right? I'm doing both at the same time. I'm avoiding the conflict, but just in case you want to feel froggy one day, here's something that I think you would like so you can smile and we ain't got to go there. Again, I'm still not identifying the problem. Just putting a Band-Aid on it. So think about this one, guys. Active pleasing. Like I said, if it's not you, if it's somebody you know, please forward this to them so it's not just them. Love Tucker says, makes sense providing all someone needs. Why would they leave? Yeah, well, Love, they sometimes what we think is the fix or what they need without us having that dialogue, because like, let's say in the case of Erica, that abandonment, you're throwing all of this stuff at them to try to make sure they don't leave, but that may not even be the reason why they would leave. Anticipating it ahead of time, hoping that it'll fix the problem. Or anticipating a possible problem happening and trying to head it off because they might leave if this scenario is present. and that doesn't, it's not a guarantee of what they leave. We all know a lot of times when you think you've given somebody everything they want, they still don't work. That's the part of life that sucks. You listen to them, you stay with them for a while, and you like, I think this is everything that they need from me, and you give it to them, and you put a little cherry on top, give them a little more, and they like, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and do something crazy, or I'm about to bounce, because this ain't it. Erica says, this behavior begins in childhood when you crave attention from you. Yep, talk about that a lot on the show too. That childhood stuff, man, it goes real deep. It goes real deep. If you really sit back and look at your life and you go back to the things you did or didn't get when you were a kid, it dictates your behavior. It's real, it goes real deep. Gunter Man says, doing it with the hope they will serve you back in the same way. Yeah, that too. That's another nuance. You're doing it hoping you get it back. Again, it's not a cool place for you to be mentally, because you always have to keep chasing that thing selfishly for yourself. You know how nerve-wracking that would have to be every day to try to figure out what's going to be the thing. That's a lot. But a lot of people live in that neurotic headspace every day because they don't know how to communicate with the person. They're afraid of what that conversation may end up being, so they just don't do it. So, got one more, y'all. And then we gonna wrap it up. I ain't gonna keep y'all super long tonight. Your boy got things to do. Got some things that I got coming up for y'all, so just bear with me. This last one here is called merging type of people pleaser. And merging means when you try to be the same as a partner or a special person, assuming their interests, lifestyle, and life path, even when it doesn't fit your own. I'm gonna read that again. Merging is when you try to be the same as a partner or a special person, assuming their interest, lifestyle, and life path, even when it doesn't fit your own. How many people can identify with that? You're pretending to like what they like. You're sitting at home with your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. You're pretending that you like what they like so they can be happy. Another prison for you to live in. It's very similar to compliance. Going along with other people want is different from you assuming a role of actually pretending to like what they like, even though you might hate it. Don't get this confused with compromise. Compromise is you meeting them in the middle, even though it may not be something you love, but you're going to do that because you love the person. It's another thing to say, I love bowling. I want to go just as much as you. Let's go. And the other person is like, really? I didn't know. Cool, let's go. They happy as hell. Love Tucker says, one certainly can get resentful when and if it's not reciprocated in the same way. Yeah. Love Tucker says, LMAO, how you going to single white female someone? They already have themselves. Yeah, that's really what it is. A single white female. Like, I can't say I've ever done this one. I can't. I know some people do this though, for whatever the various reasons. Gunter Man says people pleasing should already tell you something's off. Yeah. Dope Discussions Live. Erica says, does that include becoming a criminal because you're dating a thug? Yeah. So, no, it's merging. Like you're merging into that person, Gunter Man. Not emerging, but merging. You're merging, you're infusing yourself into their lives and pretending that you like to do all the same stuff they want to. Like what Love Tucker said, like single white female. Like you basically turning into a clone of them just to make them happy. You don't want to have to deal with any negative stuff. So they're like, I want to go bowling. And you, instead of you saying, I'm not really a fan of bowling, but I'll go with you. You be like, no, I love it too. Dang, we're almost like the same person. Let's go. And the other person is like, cool. I love it. Let's go. And the whole time you at the bowling alley, like, I don't want to be here. what what Erica was saying about being a thug, it's like if you're dating a thug and you're a merging type of a people pleaser, that means you're gonna have to become what they are. And if they're a criminal, that means you gotta become a criminal too. Yo, a person could be like, I like Robin Banks, so and then you gotta be like, I like it too. Let's go. I know that's an extreme case, but I'm trying to think, dude, have I like befriended or known someone who faked it like that? I know people must do it in relationships all the time, especially when you in the dating phase. Especially you dudes trying to get you some. They were like, I love ballet dancing. You be like, I love it too. Let's go. I bought tickets to the Nutcracker. Yeah, Gunter Man says you change your identity according to what the other person does. No self-identification. Yeah. That's the theme across a lot of these is self-identifying and being yourself and being an individual and knowing that you can't be responsible for, you can't sacrifice yourself in order to make somebody else happy. A lot of those things that they need to work on, they need to work on. But this last one, merging, I guess I could probably say I know some people that have pretended that they were into something and they really wasn't. It always comes out in the wash later on, though. You can't fake liking something that you hate long term. It's gonna come out. It's gonna show in your face. It's gonna be something's gonna feel off. Cause when people love something, it just comes off of them. If you hate ballet dancing, you're gonna be sitting in that ballet looking like, God, why am I? What the hell are they doing? I don't. Sometimes you gotta be like, you know what? I'm gonna do some stuff with you, but that right there, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll see you when you get back. I can't. You don't have to absorb into every single thing that they like just for them to like you. You don't have to transform into something else. People do it all the time. People do it all the time. People do these types of things in the dating phase because they think that this is going to buy them a pass to skip over to the next stage faster. I'll be this type of person so they'll like me, so I can get to this next phase. But when do you get to become you? That's that representative they always talk about. I'm going to feed you what you think. I'm going to listen to you. And if you like going out to, Ruth Chris, I like Ruth Chris too. I love steak. People be doing this. Y'all got to really... Erica says, damn it, I think I fell into all of the categories of people pleasing. Yeah, that happens. Especially like Erica, like myself, we're empathic and we absorb this stuff and we want to help and we want to do and we want to feel safe and all of that. The only reason that I didn't fall into one of these ones where you got to like lose your identity is because I have a disdain for going along with the crowd. And probably because I grew up as an L7 square nerd type of dude and the popular crowd wasn't really messing with me. So anytime I see somebody conforming to a crowd, I'm like, it was a gesture I was going to put on the screen, but that way I can't. It's Alicia will tell you I have a disdain for people that want to jump in and be just like a crowd just to be accepted. I hate it with every fiber in my body. So I can't rock with that. Love Tucker says it's sad they aren't okay enough to be themselves. They don't believe they will be loved as their true self. Yeah, Yeah, we're all evolving. That's the whole thing, right? That's the whole premise of my show. Is to help you see yourself so that you know the places where you need to do some work. And a lot of times you're going to need to talk to an outside party, whether it be a coach or a therapist or something. But if you never identify, then you're always going to keep repeating the cycle. Gunter Man says you can't sacrifice your core needs to please someone else. It won't work for too long. No, it never works long term. Never works long term. It's always you got to keep putting another Band-Aid on it, another Band-Aid on it, and hope that it works long term. But it doesn't. It never feels good. Alicia said it's true. Yeah, a lot of us just want to be liked. A lot of us just want to be liked, right? And Erica talked to it earlier. Sometimes a lot of that stuff comes from childhood, and we got to really be honest with ourselves about that. In order for us to grow, we want to be liked so much that we will change who we are just to make them happy with us. I need y'all to catch that. So some of y'all may need to listen to the, replay viewers. How you doing? But some people, y'all may need to go back through this. Google some of this stuff and just really do some self-reflecting on who you are to people, and are you getting anything out of it? Are you being served in the process? Are you happy? If you're at a point in your life where you're trying to find yourself, don't sacrifice that process by conforming to what someone else wants you to be. Think about this. Here's another one that I didn't even, that may fall under one of the categories, and I know a lot of us have gone through this. Think about this part. Sacrificing your dreams and your desires to please your parents. Let it soak. Let that marinate. Going on a path that you hated just to make them happy. Let that one soak in. I don't know if that probably fits one of these other ones, but that may be number 6. I know my mom gonna watch this too, but that's why I was on that path for so long that me being a relationship coach doesn't even feel like me to most people that know me. They're like, what? How? That's not you. No, this is me. You're getting to see the real me now. It took a long time, but I'm here. And I'm not going back the other direction. Erica says, now, I don't care who like me, and that might be dangerous too. We all love you, Erica. So, yeah, think about that. Anybody can identify with that. Family, parents, changing and doing things to please them. They do. That people really, Love Tucker says people really get stuck on who they think you are. Exactly. Exactly. Even in the early stages of me doing this work, I still was trying to be that person that was molded, that I had to mold into over probably 2 decades. And I was like, this still doesn't feel. And Alicia, if she's still on here, she'll tell you, when I first started it, she was like, Derek, you doing too much. People just want to come on and just enjoy the content and not have to think like a calculus problem. She was like, it's 8 p.m. at night. Nobody want to think that hard. They've been at work all day. That was me trying to be corporate. That's what I've been trained to do, be corporate. You start a business, you got to be corporate. all the language has to be perfect. Can't make a mistake in a sentence. My mom would be like, "You said the word ain't on your show. How dare you?" And I was like, I don't care anymore. People are either gonna rock with it or not. That was huge for me to say. Because I was raised on grammatically correct, and if you didn't get it correct, it was a problem. My mom was was an iron fist when it came to sentence structure and grammar. She's like, "Wait, what did you say? That's behind the preposition." I'm like, "Wait, what?" I'm just having fun. I'm a kid. I'm 10. Yep, Alicia got my back and my front. She know. She's the reason why this show evolved into what it is. Like that's my rock right there. It wouldn't even feel like this if it wasn't for her. So y'all have her to thank. Cause I definitely was on some charts and graphs and all kind of stuff, and y'all was gonna get the percentages and all that. Now I just want to feel like your brother in the living room talking, man, and we can just learn some stuff along the way. That's the real me. That's the real me. So I'm gonna wrap this up. Hopefully y'all got some value out of this one. I'm thinking about the dates. Today's the 8th. So next week I'll probably be solo again. So I got some things coming. So just make sure you stay tuned. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go the whole rest of the year. I may take one more day off. I know. Another day. How dare you, Derek? So, yeah, let this soak, man. Like, send this to some people you know that need to hear this, for real. Yeah, Erica, I used to have, if you go back to some of my old shows, man, I had stuff splashed all over the screen, and I'd have had, like, y'all think this thing is technical now. Yeah, I used to have some things popping up on the screen. So, yeah. Anyway, y'all have an amazing night. I hope y'all got some value out of this. Like I said, send this to people that you know and love that needs to hear this content, not just tonight, but the whole catalog. And we're gonna keep rocking, man. I'm gonna keep working hard for you guys. I want you guys to stay inspired. I want you guys to stay, we were starting to wrap up the year, man. Keep on pushing. I know a lot of you guys that are on here. Tashura says I'm taking too many days off. It's only really going to amount to 2 out of 2.5 something years. That's unheard of. Y'all know y'all podcasters be like, we're stopping for season 1 and we're going to come back for season 2. I was a machine. So, but what I wanted to say, guys, wrapping up these last few shows of the year, keep pushing, y'all. And the beautiful thing about this small community that we have, what y'all don't realize is that I'm human. I come on here, but a lot of days I watch you guys and that inspires me to keep going. That inspires me to want to do better and do more or whatever. So we got to keep holding each other up, man. And it doesn't matter who you are. It's the little thing you might post, something inspirational. You may wake up in a mood and I'll look at Gutterman posting and I'll be like, yeah, I got to keep going. I look at Erica with her consistency and she's posting all the time and she's on TikTok and doing all this stuff. And I'm like, I got to get on there too. We all have to, we're a community. We got to keep this thing going. So y'all, keep pushing. If you got to contact somebody, talk it out. Don't hold it in. Don't try to people please. Talk it out. I'm going to leave y'all with that. Y'all have an amazing night. Make sure you go to relationshipgumbo.info so y'all can see what's coming up. Make sure you go to realshoptalk.net for the men's show. A little birdie told me that the Real Shop Talk men are going to be on the the Hello Black Man Journal podcast next week on Tuesday. So y'all should see that stuff coming out. Kalisha's going to host, friend of the show. So we gonna get it in. Y'all going to see that stuff start to come out very shortly. So stay tuned, guys. We got some good stuff coming. And y'all, just please stay safe too. That COVID thing still out here running around slapping people in the face, man. I done heard some things these past few days, man. Y'all, be safe. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all take care. Y'all have a great evening, and I will be talking to you guys. Oh yeah, make sure when you go to relationshipgumbo.info, if you're not following me on Instagram, please do, because those pop-ups be off the chain. Make sure y'all get the pop-up Instagram lives, and we go in. It's a little less scripted, so y'all come and look at those too. So y'all take care. Y'all have a good night. Talk to you later.
Okay, everybody wants good love, that's true, I know. Derrick Jones about to break it down with the relationship gumbo. Welcome to the podcast. Ain't no doubt we all need this, ayy, cause better relationships need better ingredients, ayy. So if you want better relations, it's about communication, finding love, staying together. We all wanna make it better, yeah. Derrick Jones, the host, your relationship coach. Thank you all for tuning in. Relationship